everybody. Can't believe the number, but it's 19. We're going to go soon to approaching half a year. Just before we start, you're going to need a strap. You're going to do a bridge with a strap. If you have sensitive knees, maybe a towel. Of course, always something to sit on, a foam or a pillow. That's what comes to mind at the moment. And I've heard from some people that they find it quite difficult to concentrate, which I think it is if you've got children or phones or door knocking. So maybe try and select a time, if you have all those possibilities, where you put your phone out of the room. One person was telling me they were trying to do yoga and have a conversation on WhatsApp, which I don't think is such a good idea. I also have to concentrate and make sure I don't have the radio on or anything on, and then you have more results. One intention I want to give you today is to try and become aware of the parts of the body that maybe you shut out. I sometimes find that I don't include certain parts of my body in my awareness automatically. Try and include them so you bring more energy, more wholeness, more healing to the body, because in the end, with yoga, it's about shifting energies and opening sort of blockages which we have in our body. So it's that awareness of perhaps where you're holding, where you're not letting go. For me, it's often, having grown up, is holding your tummy in to let it go and to really breathe into it. It will be different for different people. Maybe it's more opening and not rounding, or dropping your shoulders, or even keeping your feet open. I often see people putting their toes up. And I say, well, relax your toes, and they don't. So it's just this awareness that you can flow inwardly more with the postures. You're going to start, once you've got all your things, with a simple sun and a moon breath. You're going to start with the moon breath, do a split exhalation, and then the sun breath. So simply just quietening the mind. And then a few postures this week are going to be a bit different. They come from, I've got all those endless and beautiful yoga magazines. And this is about Tibetan yoga. I actually have a Tibetan yoga book, which are very few of them, because those sort of Tibetan teachers actually haven't come out of Tibet. There's only one or two, and they don't really give you much information about it. But one thing about the Tibetan yoga, and I thought would be interesting, is it's more flow, it's more focusing on the breath, and their aim is to shine the Buddha nature through, which is really a way of saying to get rid of negativities, to open the body, to flow, and to create more wholeness. In my language, they call it freeing or shining the Buddha nature through. So there's only 3 of them. We'll start with one just now, and then 2 standing ones, which are really a little bit more energetically orientated. So for this moon breath, make sure you're comfortable. If you've been sitting for a while, maybe change your feet. Take your index finger, your left index finger, and close your right index finger. Close your right nostril. You can drop your chin a little bit, but stay upright. And you breathe in through your left nostril, very light pressure. And then split your exhalation 2 or 3. Twice more. So if you need a tissue, I should have said that. Get one now. And then the other way around, which is the sun breath. This was the moon breath. Twice more. And a few regular breaths, you probably found one side is a bit more blocked, the other a bit more tighter. Allow everything to open, feel that the energies can flow unimpeded, and keep that whole body awareness. Slight resistance at the back of your throat, and do another full breath like that. Quieten your mind. Arrive in the present moment. We're going to do the first Tibetan one. It's a bit awkward. It's like a spinal roll. So if you prefer doing the spinal roll or the Pilates one, the Pilates one you only roll as far as your shoulder blades, then do that one. It's the crossed leg bit that might be a bit awkward. Sometimes the one side a bit more than the other. So you come into a crossed leg position, you keep the ankles kind of crossed quite low rather than here, so it's less pressure on your shins. Now you come up, slowly come slightly up and back, come back, take hold of your feet and roll back. Have to go a little more here. So roll up, tummy slightly in, slight back bend, come down, catch your toes or feet and come as far back as you can. But do the other version that you know, if you prefer. But those of you can manage as you cross ankles, do so. So I do an inhalation coming up, back bend, and then an exhalation coming down. And keep it loose. And across the feet the other way around, you might have to just watch it you don't hurt, because sometimes it can hurt a bit if you cross too much over. After you come back. Keep relaxed. Try that whole body awareness. Moving with the breath. And then one more. And then come into a forward bend of your choice. So bend your knees if you need to. Just as flat as you can. This is where you're comfortable, stop. You can come further, slowly release forward and down. And allow your breast to settle. Chest forward, sitting bones back. Release your head. And if you can, press your legs down. Okay, then a rhomboid stretch, which is a nice stretch for between the shoulder blades and rounding your back. And it's the resistance that makes it powerful. So you can flex your knees slightly, sit up. You can bring your one arm and then the other against your thigh, holding onto the outside of your thigh. And now you need to round your back, feel already that space between your shoulder blades, and then pull with your arms on your thighs, but you resist with your thighs against your forearms. Drop your chin and keep it going. I've been doing it a few times and now it's beginning to really respond. It takes a while to respond. So keep that resistance, drop your chin around your back and pull it away from your thighs with your arms, and then press your thighs forward. It can really become quite strong. Breathe, whole body awareness, rounding your shoulders, feeling that between your shoulder blades a lot. 5 more breaths. And then another version which you recognize. Either you bring your heels a bit closer, flex your feet. You can either take your wrist on there and then press and pull back. People can't get there because things in the way. Then do it this way. So again, you really press into your palms with the ball of your feet and pull back. Firmly press with your feet. I rest with my chest on my thighs, but not possible for everybody. So it's a little bit different. Not so much between the shoulder blades as it's through both of your shoulder blades. Three more breaths. For a moment, just come into a butterfly and release. Drop your knees. If you can, bring your elbows towards the floor, wherever you are, and release. And a bit of a counter stretch to that is the bridge with a strap. So find your rope, strap, belt, whichever you're using. Come onto your back. Keep your feet natural distance apart, and I always put the strap around my hands, quite close to the feet. Wriggle onto your shoulders and keep your feet parallel. Release your shoulders, your back, and then slowly pulling onto the strap. Keep the back of your head centered. Try not to drop your chin too much. Keep the mount of the big toe, little toe, inner outer heel down. And make sure your shoulders come in a little bit. And then direct your hip and your thigh up. You want to go on the outside of your feet, don't. And release the back of your head. Pull. And lift the thighs. Your buttocks might tighten. Pull, press your feet down and lift out of the lower legs. Keep your knees aligned. Three more breaths. So it can be quite strong. It really depends on how much you resist with your pulling. For a moment, just circle your knees. Bring your feet up. And bring your sacrum down. Lift and drop your shoulders, and bring your feet together and your hands together as well. So we're going to do them together. So watch that you don't lift the lower back, keep it grounded. Your elbows and your knees might be soft. Always put a firm or a pillow under your head if your head drops back. without bringing your elbows to the floor, instead off the floor. And now you do the opposite. Keep that sacrum and your coccyx area grounded if you can. And you'll need to use those abdominals. So it again gets to the fascia as well as the core. Okay, now keep your knees bent with your feet just above the floor, so don't bring your knees more or less over your sitting bones. And place your hands, and then come up with your upper trunk, with your elbows moving in, and keep straightening and bending your knees, supporting your head. I like to flex my feet when I come up, to get that extra stretch. And see if you can flatten your lumbar region as you pull up your upper trunk. Whole body awareness. Okay, now we're going to straighten the legs. So keep your knees slightly bent and your feet relaxed. Hold your back released. As you breathe in, you down. As you breathe out, you roll up, flatten your lumbar region, bring your elbows more parallel. In, come back down. Watch it, you don't do that, but you keep, possible, the coccyx area on the floor. Drawing the elbows closer together as you come up. Flatten your waist. Moving to the breath. Three more times. And the last one of the series, you keep your feet wide, flex your feet if you can. Again, the coccyx area down. And then simply move your arms across your thumbs. It's one of those fascia ones. You feel it in the groin as well. Release your back consciously. Reach into your heels. One more time. And then support your legs because they might begin to shake. You can do it on the inside, flex the feet and really drop them and keep the lower back grounded. Come into a lying down butterfly. Just release. Maybe slide your feet a bit down. Lift and drop your shoulders, flop your wrists. And take a few nice, comfortable breaths. Allowing the groins to open, your lower back to drop, shoulders to release. Breathe into the belly, that whole body awareness again. You become aware of the energy flow. And then Just bring your arms up if you're comfortable in your shoulders. If not, keep your arms wide always. And slightly bent elbows. Press the soles of your feet together and then slowly roll up. So it's not quite a Tibetan table, it's wider. And stay there for a few breaths, pushing up, pressing the soles of your feet together, particularly the lower, the outside of it. And then slowly roll back. Just control. And for a moment relax. And try it again. Pushing your hips, thighs up, keep the back of your head centered, try not to drop your chin, release the shoulders, drop your hands. Slowly come back down. It's quite a flat one. One more time. Come up on an inhalation and hold for 3 breaths. And then keep your feet wider than hip width apart and parallel, not too close. If you can, keep your arms up there. If it's a problem for your shoulders, don't bring them wide. And drop your knees to the right. Come up on an inhalation. Keep the control so you're not you're sort of directing your legs. Relax your belly. Creating a bit of a twist. These are all, we've done a lot of simple hip movements so far. It's another one. Internal and external rotation. Exhalation, you're down. Inhalation, come up. Relax, your shoulders are relaxed, drop your hands. The next time you come back to the right, you're going to lift your right foot and place it on the left knee or thigh. Relax and allow that left side to extend a bit more as you use your comfortable breath to release deeper into it. So it's letting go, basically. Three more. Drop your right foot. Do the same when you come to the left. Lift your left foot onto your knee. Roll your head slightly to the right. And again, allow gravity to help you into it. Releases your exhalations. It's a good one for unblocking areas in this groin, hip, rib area. Three more breaths. And then do a nice strong inverted stretch. Maybe lift your heels, flex your feet, grow an inch or two. And drop your arms and your feet and allow your head to languidly roll a few times on side to side. And then just relax totally. Release your joints. Really you can feel that you've opened the body a bit more, at least I can feel it. You're going to do a right left extension and then I think it's called the hamstring curl. You're going to do opposite arm and leg on all fours, so make sure your hips and your knees are aligned. Extend the back leg, rotate the thigh slightly in and then extend into the front arm and keep your neck aligned. holding, breathing, whole body awareness. And come back. I'm going to do it the other way around. Rotate the back thigh in, extend. Breathe. Look down. You rotate the back thigh in so you feel you extend that lower back on the left side. Then we're going to continue with the hamstring curl from the same position. So extend the leg as you breathe in. Flex the foot slightly as you turn it in and lift, making a right angle. Extend on the inhalation, bend on the exhalation. Without hanging in your shoulders. Keep your elbows straight. Other side. Whole body awareness, move with the breath, extend on the inhalation. For a moment, release into an Eastern praying position. We're going to do a counter stretch. Come onto your back, you interlace your hands around your ankle and your thighs. You bring your chest, head up and round your upper back. And try and pull up. So you even get a stretch in your wrist and your hands, your upper back. Try and keep the opposite heel on the floor. Come back. Bring your left knee towards you, interlace your hands around the ankle. Roll up if you can, toes on the floor. It's not always possible. Extend the right leg and lift as high as you can. Drop your chin. Rounding that upper back. And then circle your knees loosely a few times. And we're going to do the swastika or the St. Catherine wheel on your tummy. A nice one for your neck. Brings it back to it kind of twisting ability. It enhances the twisting ability of your neck. So you make a right angle with your left arm and your left leg down. The right arm, it's a right angle downwards. Straighten the right leg and then face the arm that's bent back downwards. Now I always lift my head a few times and replace it. So it can go as close to the ear as possible. And release your elbows. And slowly release into it. Quite a strong pull. So it stretches the joint capsules of your neck. So if you can stay there and relax into it. We're going to turn the head and just reverse position. And again, lift your head and release. Release your elbows, your wrists. Breathe into the belly and try and relax into it. Usually one side is stronger than the other. Saraki likes you to hold it 2 minutes. You probably don't hold it quite as long. Just breathe into it. Try and relax the body. Feel it. And if you've got quite a stiff neck, maybe do it once more. Push yourself back into a child pose, but maybe with your arms down so the pressure is off your neck for a moment as you rest on the tip of your forehead. Release your back and separate your knees if you need to around your shoulders. And really let go. We're going to stand up. So this is one of the Tibetan shaking ones. So you bring your arms up and bring it halfway down. Hold the breath as you shake. First on your one leg, then the other. And you do it every which way you can, but hold the breath. Also your joints, and then breathe out. And take a breath in between. And again, bring your arms right above your head, halfway down. Pause as you hold the breath and begin to shake. With your arms, even your shoulders if you can, your knee, your ankles. Quite awkward, you've got to practice it. Balance on the other leg, keep shaking, hold the breath all the time. Keep loose, and then breathe out and let go. So you shake out according to Tibetan's negativity, but you also loosen up and allow the energies to flow a bit more, releasing those joints. Come up all the way above your head on the inhalation. Halfway down, pause, hold the breath and begin to shake and explore how you can shake. Your whole body needs to shake, your head can shake a bit. Your wrists, ankles, your knees. Breathe out, take a breath in between. It's quite nice and energizing and loosening. So again, up, halfway down, hold the breath and begin to shake in every which way you can. Change legs, continue. Breathe out and let go. Once again, come up, hold the breath as you come halfway down and begin to shake. Explore. Other leg. Keep your balance. Breathe out. Take a breath in between. Again. Quite vigorously as you hold the breath. Build up the tension, but loosen your joints. And then release. So it helps you to release blockages as well. Last one probably. Shake, shake, shake. Getting better at it. And breathe out and relax. It's quite a nice feeling. Make sure you're not dizzy. Then another Tibetan one, where you're going to cross over in a twist with your hands on your hip. They say it takes you from ignorance to wisdom. Whatever it is, you do sort of get more humility, and as you come into that forward bend to the one side, fairly wide step, try and take your foot quite across, bend the knee slightly, and then take your head towards your shin, keeping your hands on your hip. And again, it's balance. Doesn't look like it, but it's a bit of a balance. Coming up on an inhalation, opposite side, twist, bend your knee slightly if you need to, and get into a rhythm. Tibetan is all about movement with the breath. Keep going. If you can do a larger step without losing your balance, do so. Dropping your head, releasing. Literally swinging from side to side, twisting and releasing. Keep the momentum up. Getting into a rhythm. And then come into a forward bend, regular forward bend. Release your head, shoulders back. Just allow your breath to settle if it needs to. Quite a different feeling. And then do an inverted stretch as you come up. We're going to move into a dog with your head down and a dog with your head up after this one. Getting back to the usual yoga. Okay, we're going to do dog up, dog down from the Eastern praying position. Start with the dog with your head down. Always hips and armpits toward each other. Press your hands and feet away from each other. Rotate the upper arms out. Head to the floor. And then into the dog with your head up. Press back with your palms. Lift the navel, sternum, chest. If you can, don't overdrop your lower back. We're going to get into a rhythm, a few breaths each one. Pull the heels back, thighs back when your head is down. Lift out of the shoulders and press back. Rotating the upper arm slightly out, pressing into the front of your feet. Possible knees off the floor. Find your own rhythm. Shoulder blades to your waist. Press into your inner hands when you're in the dog with your head down. See if you can look to your thigh. Always feeling the spine, because it's really a fantastic spine one. And again, see if you can include the whole of your body in your awareness. Becoming aware of the energy flow. And then walk into a forward bend from there. If you can, lift your thighs and straighten your knees and come into an inverted stretch. I'm going to do the tree balance next. So balance on your right leg. Always keep your hips and your shoulders one above the other. So don't rotate your knee too far back. And really put firm pressure of your inner leg, thigh if possible, and your foot. I do an inverted stretch in the tree this time, but you can bring your palms together, you can keep your arms parallel. Pressing your armpits forward, your elbows back, and keep your elbows straight. Quite a strong extension for your rib and thoracic spine region. Perhaps fix your gaze. Other way around. Pressing your foot into your thigh. Keep the alignment of your shoulder and your hip. Keep your foot open that you're standing on so you don't crunch your toes. And again, fix your gaze. Might get a bit wobbly. Try and hold your center. Breathe to the belly. Opening your whole trunk. For a moment, release into forward bend after that. And we're going to do a triangle into a reverse triangle. The right foot forward. You can always do the unscrewing of the jaw, or press your big toe and the little toe down if you prefer, and come into the regular triangle, breathing into the belly. See if you can rotate the thigh with your foot and open up, and if you're stable, look up. Armpits are active, the latissimus dorsi down to your waist. And then come into the bendy triangle, maybe fingertips on the floor, If you can, extend the arm right above your ear. And see if you can do the rotator triangle. I take my upper hand into the opposite waist so that I can rotate the trunk first from the base of the spine into the crown, not just with your shoulders. And once you've got that maximum twist from the base of your trunk, you could bring your arm up. And if you're stable, look at your hand, but don't if you're not. And do the other side. So Trikonasana, reach into your fingertips with your spread. Rotate the front thigh out and back one in with your screwing off the jaw of feet. And then the bend knee triangle. And then again, see if you can bring your upper arm into opposite waist, extend into the crown. Really rotate from the base of the spine. And once you've done that, open out with your upper arm up and look at it. Strong twist. Bring the inner thighs closer. Come back up. I'm going to do it. I like to do it against the skirting board as well, because then you've got that support, but make sure your back foot is at 45 degrees. So you can rotate the thigh with your feet, extend into the crown, breathe into the belly, soft knee, and then see if you can bend the front knee and do that extended bend knee triangle, pressing into the back heel, and then the rotation. Do it first with your trunk, with your upper arm into the opposite waist, with your palm facing out. And then see if you can bring your arm up. Keep the inner thighs closer. This time we're going to come into a forward bend after that. Get a bit to the hamstring as well. Otherwise your hands on your shin, which is always more of a balance. If you can bring your fingertips or your hands on the floor to put you a nice stretch. Inner thighs closer. So we're going to do the other side now. Come into the triangle, shoulder blades to your waist, open out. Activate your feet, the whole body is active. And soften the belly and keep your knees soft, don't lock them. Gently radiating before you do the bend knee triangle. Keep that whole body awareness. Breathe. And then the rotation. Either with your knee bend, the front knee, or bend, and if you can, start with the trunk. Hand on the opposite waist before you extend fully. Feeling the spine and the twist in the spine. If you want to come onto your fingertips, do so. Once again, we're going to come into the forward bend over the front leg. Fingertips on the floor, hands on the floor on your shin. Inner thighs closer, head released. So you can straighten your knees. And release your trunk closer to your shin. Come up and shake your legs. And we're going to do the salute to the sun. We're going to do the salute to the sun, and we're going to do this with our eyes closed, but of course the first one you always need to do with your eyes open. To do your own version, right, left, right is the feet. And see if you can really do it with the breath, because once you close your eyes and you do it with the breath, it's a much quieter, calmer, nicer flow. Getting into a comfortable rhythm with your breath. And then see if you can do it with your eyes closed. Not if you're dizzy or if you can't do it with your eyes closed. Keep them open, but if you can, do it with your eyes closed and you'll feel how more spacious you become. You actually focus better on the whole of your body. It's one of those vinyasas that really loosens the joints. feeling that spaciousness within you, mindful of the breath. Keeping a counting with you, creating a sense of timelessness. You literally flow for a while. And it's remarkably easy this one to do it with your eyes closed, because you know it so well. Not becoming sloppy, but each posture in its own turn. Eyes closed, flowing with the breath. Must be getting near the end. This will be the last one. Very calming if you can keep that steady rhythm and your eyes closed. And then come into a hero position or child pose, and for a moment relax, allow your breast to settle. Feel the energy flow in the whole of your body. To do another simple sequence, but this time with our eyes open, when you have recovered your breath. So this is a simple sequence. You could also do it with your eyes closed, but I wouldn't. Come up into an arched cat, then into a hollow cat, curl your toes, into the dog with your head down, and then come forward into a cobra, quite low. Your elbows bent backwards, and then push yourself back into that Eastern praying position. Raise your arms and your body to the ceiling as you breathe in Come into the arched cat as you breathe out, exaggerate, chin to your navel. Hollow cat, curl your toes, dog with your head down. Cobra, bend your elbows backwards, and then roll back. You tend to go back, but I seem to manage this time to stay more in one place. Arched cat again, drop your chin. Hollow cat, curl your toes, dog with your head down, head to the floor. Cobra, so you can bend your elbows backwards, chin head over the floor, and then roll back. To the ceiling, slight back bend. Arched cat, feel the spine, exaggerate, push it up, tummy in. Hollow cat, dog with your head down. Cobra, which is the more difficult one here. And push back. And see if you can find your own rhythm. So it's 3 breaths. Flowing with the breath again, so it's another vinyasa flow. Always tailor it to your breathing tempo. And it's a warm up for the back bend, so you go to the next. Feeling that facility of your spine, moving every which way in this one. And then relax into the Eastern praying position, maybe your knees apart. Let's take a few breaths in that position. And then there is a warm up for the back bend, the camel, so your hands on your hips, come forward, push your forehead to the floor, backwards, lift the sternum and your chest, tummy in when you come back, elbows back. And just do that forward bend, back bends a few times. With your feet flat. Dynamically. I'm going to do the half camel, so curl your toes. So you can come up without pushing your hips back. Lifting the sternum and the chest the other way around. And then you can do a full camel if you're up to it. Up your knees wider. Hip over your knees. Push your navel up your ribs, your collarbone, chest. Head back. And slowly get used to it. It's always strong. Some of you are very comfortable in it, but not everybody. And of course you can do it again. You can do it with your feet flat if you're up to it. Not everybody's thighs are loose enough. Do the half one again. You can have your hands against your lower back. Whichever one you do it again. And so you can ease into it a bit more. Abdominals in, navel, chest, collarbone up. Release your head if you can. Slowly, so you don't force the front of your neck. Shallow breath. And always release in between. Or do the half one. Fist against your sacrum, or I'm going to just demonstrate the Iyengar one where you put your thigh, I find there's more the pubic bone, against the wall. You can come back from there, or you can even take your hands to your heels. And keep pressing your thigh, your pubic bone, hips forward. So at least you know you have your alignment in this one. If you are against the wall with your thigh. always release in between. We'll do it another time. Sometimes just having your knees a bit wider makes a difference as well. So. Breathe, all the alveoli are open, so the breathing is light. Nice counter stretch to all the computer work. And do a counter stretch. So the tortoise shell is a good counter stretch. Taking your hands around your ankles, soles your feet together, and if you can drop your head, maybe your feet further forward if it's tricky. Allow your back to round in an opposite position, very comfortably. Now you're going to do a forward bend as your one knee bent, and make sure that you're not too lopsided. If you are, you might need just to put a pillow or a towel underneath your left hip, or you can, as I just demonstrated, turn your knee the other way around so your knee points out. Dynamically first, come up as you breathe in, forward, down, as you breathe out. Making sure your foot is pointing back and not outwards. And then stay there halfway, or if you can go all the way down, go all the way down. And again, use your exhalation to release into it. Keep your toes of your straight leg pointing upwards. So either your knee out or in, sit on both your sitting bones, face forward and extend and then come forward and down. Try and have your arms parallel with your ears as you come up, it's not always possible. When you're ready, stay in that forward bend halfway, 3/4 way, all the way. Surrender into the resistance, whole body awareness. Drop your head. Release the back of your straight leg. Comfortable, natural breath. Shake your legs when you come out of it. You're going to do a twist, you're going to do it in 2 stages. The second bit is quite tricky, the first bit is fine. So see if you can bring your right arm back, your left arm in front of your right leg. Extend, do it from the base of the spine, so first abdominal, then your navel, then your ribs and your shoulders. Quite tricky to stay up. And then if you can push that knee further in and then wrap your arm around it, and if you can get hold of the back hand, or maybe just like I can, it's still awkward, or you can keep your arm behind you, and then from the base again, rotate up into the crown, front shoulder more forward and out, and the back shoulder more back. So it's not the easiest. Other way around, find the second bit impossible, then do the first bit only. Again, see if you can resist. If your right arm against your left knee, push the knee more in, straighten and twist from the base of the spine up into into the crown. And see if you can bend the elbow, palm facing out, and catch the tip of your knee. And if you can take the other hand behind you or keep it on the floor. Extend and keep rotating. Pulling yourself up. Breathe. For a moment, release into forward bend. It always helps if you actually do that a few times. Yeah. Then some plank. You could do the forearm plank or any other arm balance if you like. Try and have your arms parallel. You can do the one that we do regularly, many of you can do quite well. Bring your right foot forward, the right hand at least a full hand's width or length rather behind you, and then slide the back foot away until you rest onto that opposite elbow, which the hands are in line with each other, both quite far back, and my elbow pokes into the middle of my left thigh. Crane forward with your chest, your head, pull the back heel away. You could bring the knee to the floor, but you can also give it back. And see if you can really rest with your elbow to the thigh. And try the other way around, or do a regular plank, or forearm plank, or even any other balance. So now it's your left foot forward, your left hand behind, at least it's much more than a hand's length. So you rest onto the left thigh now with your left elbow poking into it. So the challenge is to try and hold it and relax into it. Straighten the back leg, chest forward, so you can hold it at extension. Quite strong on your hip, strong on your wrists. Relax and breathe, whole body awareness. And then let go for a moment back into Eastern praying position. Release your wrists and take a few breaths in that position. And then we're going to go into relaxation. We're going to do a Tibetan arch and then shaking, Tibetan shaking, and then straight into relaxation. So if you need to put on socks or top, put it on now. You're going to come onto your back. Release your back. Tilt your feet together, not too close, not too far. And it's literally a little bit higher than halfway up. Your arms can be up with your elbows slightly bent. It can be sideways, down, depending on how your shoulders feel. So press to tilt your feet together. Your knees are fairly high. And they're going to stay in that position and don't drop. Then roll to your coccyx area and then back up through your waist. And see how high you can bring this arch and then come back as you breathe out. Literally feeling that you move with your awareness right through your spine. Peeling off quick sequence of various vertebrae and then rolling down again. Very mindfully done. So you're controlling the movement of the lifting and the releasing of your spine. Giving more and more space to each vertebra as you come a bit higher. It's very different from the one we did before at the beginning of the class with your knees much lower. Rolling down mindfully. It will be different for different people with different kinds of backs. And now when you come up, stay with it. If your shoulders released, your head centered, don't drop your chin too much, but lift the thigh, middle, upper back, lower back. Breathe. And slowly come a bit higher, slightly wobbly, and then release. And do a nice strong inverted stretch, pulling out vigorously from your heels into your hands. Drop your shoulders. You're going to do the Tibetan shaking, where again, like when we did the standing one, you actually need to hold the breath when you do the shaking and then flop down. So Take a deep breath in, bring your arms, your legs up, and see if you can even shake perhaps your head, but shake and then drop as you breathe out, like a rag doll. It's quite releasing, energizing. Let go for a few breaths in between. Once again, take a deep breath in and then shake. Knees, feet, ankles, explore. Loose, really loose. Elbows bend. Let go, still hold the breath, and then as you breathe out and drop into the floor, you let go. Feel that build up of energy in your body and relax. Once again, take a deep breath in, come up and shake with all your might, but hold the breath. Keep loose. Have your mind there to shake. Hold the breath and then drop. Feel how you relax more as you drop into gravity without resisting. Last one, so take a deep breath in as you come up and shake with all your might, loosely. Hold the breath. Make sure you don't let the breath go. And then drop for the last time. Everything is really released now. Muscles soften. Allow your breath to gradually settle in its natural, comfortable zone. It's like you're pinned to the ground. Empty mind. Totally relaxed. slowly feel the floor pressing against you. Bring your awareness back into your body. Grounding yourself back into your environment. And take a few comfortable, mindful breaths. Opening your eyes. Perhaps moving, rolling onto your side, stretching. Feeling a sense of wholeness, calmness. As you come back into an upright position. No real surprises in this class, maybe the Tibetan movement and breath, kind of particular relaxation and that shaking it's a bit different, quite nice. So I hope with the rain this coming weekend, some of you have got time to do the yoga, because I find that when it's beautiful weather, everybody wants to be up and out on the mountain or in the parks, on the beach. Thank you for your support. I hope you find time to practice. And I wish you a good week, another week. I hope this has taken you a little bit deeper, because for me that's what the COVID-19 period seems to offer, to go deeper into yourself. Namaste.